I always knew this day would come. It's inevitable. Inevitable. I ruined the intro. But the thing is, men and women have this thing they do at night that really fulfills their primary needs. And it was like just a matter of time before that industry also enters the blockchain, just like everything else. And what we're talking about here is cuddling. No, I'm kidding, guys. It actually doesn't have anything to do with sex. Mad Realities right here, what we're talking about the project today, is basically all about just dating and friends and basically relationships and the whole mockery about how people date and the whole reality TV show scene along with it. Okay. I'm going to read a little bit about the project, but I really encourage you to read the whole thing, because it's like I'm not going to get into all the stuff of like how the show is going to be dictated by people and what scenes they're going to do and all this kind of stuff, which they get into a little bit. But basically, let's go over the main information. We are crowdfunding 150 ETH to support the creation of Mad Realities, the first Web3 interactive TV channel starting a dating show anyone can participate in it. Buying an NFT in this crowdfund gives you the ability to vote and interact with the show, a lifetime membership to all things Mad Realities, special governance powers based on the tier you buy, and then goes towards funding this first community-driven season. Okay, there's different tiers: 0.1, 0.5, 1 ETH, based on the governments you get and stuff like that. And then basically, they go on to say how they believe the future of media is going to be entirely flipped on its head because of Web3 becomes more mainstream, just like it is doing with gaming and music, and this is no different. New type of TV show with endless opportunities because the community decides where it goes. This is where this really kind of shines a little bit, because I feel like the decision of the community for this kind of thing actually matters a lot more. And I'll get into that in a second. And basically, everything from casting and, predictions and what's going to happen is going to be kind of based on, a lot of it is on the community. So like any other project, I'd like to see who's behind it. So let's get into a little bit about that. The first person is Devin Luton. Okay, she is the co-founder of Mad Realities, and she, before this, was doing something called roasting tech guys called Shot Sun Club, right? So I checked out her previous project, which she was actually working in when she was in NYU. In her LinkedIn, as you can see, she's head of growth in NYU. For some reason, this kind of feels like, whenever I'm doing it for a woman, it kind of feels like stalking. But if I'm doing it for normal guys, it just feels like due diligence for investing. But anyways, having that said, so head of growth, and this is, it sounds kind of bigger than it is in a way, because she's not like Chamath or something. This is head of growth, as in she was in NYU roasting, created some kind of channel and, maybe some kind of show out of this in a way. And if you look at their Instagram page, there was something along with it, right? There are a couple thousand followers, they get interactions. It looks like there's some funny times along with the stuff they do. I don't know why they didn't let me in with that. But basically, this is something where I know what you did to be. You don't want to be asking yourself questions like, who's this random number that just put me in this group chat with, blah, blah, blah. It's like connecting girl and guys. And then now I'm getting random dick pics and stuff like that. So, it's about that whole industry going in with male-female energy and the whole gamut. Now, why did this pique my interest? Because no matter what anybody says, for the vast majority of NFTs, especially the 10K PFPs, it doesn't, the community is not is it really a big part in deciding where it's going? It's mostly the founder being able to, actually do what they say and actually execute on the project, right? When's the last time the community came in and made decisions that really took the project to the next level, right? It doesn't happen in the 10K PFPs as much, but they say it all the time, oh, it's a community driven, you can decide this, blah, blah, blah. It's gonna be community decided, cool. But for this, community actually matters, because women already lose their minds over deciding who's going to date who over some TV show that they have no control over who's actually going to decide to date who. But with something like this, they can decide all these kind of stuff. So it's going to drag more women into the crypto space, so that's always good. And on top of it, it's really going to be going for that part of the woman's brain that is already wired to like this kind of stuff, right? So it's very interesting, and it's backed by pretty good people, and they have some track record. They're already been working on some stuff in the past that's similar in this direction. Looks like they're passionate. She was doing this when she was in school, and it's something in this direction. She's a sim for Constitution DAO, and the other person who's involved in this as well, which is Alice, is she's the co-founder of Mad Realities, and she is also in Constitution DAO. Now, guys, I know what you're gonna say. Constitution DAO is not in the best position they've been. It's not the best thing to be working on. Now they have this huge post about claim your refund and whatnot. But what I look at this, when I look at the track record, is I'm just like, I'm not making any opinion of I'm not talking about this any political stuff, like should somebody attempt to buy the Constitution or something like that. I'm just saying that they were involved in something that almost bought the Constitution, right? They at least went for something that was very who thinks of that? And they were part of that. They almost did it. Now that's kind of down, which in essence might make them have more free time, whatever it is. I'm not sure how big of a role they were playing in that team anyways, but they were part of it. They did something similar. I think they can execute. And all they're asking for is to raise literally 150 ETH in total to get this entire thing going. If this was an OpenSea, if this was in the normal NFT scene with rarity tools and everything, this would have already been gone work, and because people can check out their real people and all this stuff, it'll be done so already. But since they're hosting it in this little thing here, it's kind of stifling their volume and whatnot. So that's pretty much it. This is something that I'm putting some, a little bit of money, and I wanted to also show how much money I'm putting in, because it's not a lot. I'm putting 1.1. I'm just buying one ticket. I bought this earlier today, and I tweeted about it. So again, follow me on Twitter, because I posted about it exactly when I bought it, and that's it. In retrospect, I should have probably bought two. Then I could sell one, that classic trade, when it goes up, and then let the other one ride. But it's fine. It's just, I think I'm pretty bullish on this, and like I said before, I don't get into something that I don't think will at least 5 to 10x, and I'm pretty sure this will. I'm pretty confident in this. It's just that it's not something I'm so confident that I'm gonna put a lot of money, right? Like Wolf Games, I put a whole ETH. For something like this, it's 0.1, and see how it rides. And it's also one of my first little investments in this kind of area, right? It's not the type of thing I'm really gonna check up on every week to stay on top of it and make sure I understand how the differences are being made and the shows that is chosen and how the community is driving the TV show. And so I'm not gonna watch this stuff play out, so I don't want to put much in anyway. So there you go, kind of gives my thesis as well as how much money I'm putting in and how I'm thinking about it. Make your own decision. This is nothing financial advice. YouTubers say that all the time, and if you look at my wall where I'm trying to get some black panels going, I'm kind of on my way to be a little YouTuber, I guess, now. So that's about it, guys. Again, subscribe, hit the bell notification. I mean, if you're gonna subscribe, hit the bell, because most things I put is gonna be time sensitive anyways, right? Especially if you look at something like Wolf Game. So if you're gonna subscribe, might as well hit the bell notification. And if you don't do it here, then subscribe here and just go to Twitter, follow me there at least. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed that. Talk to you soon.